The Bible is full of amazing stories. These stories teach us about God's love and power. They also teach us how to live good lives. Today we will learn about two heroes from the Bible, Samson and Jonah. Samson was famous for his great strength. God gave him this strength to help his people, but Samson also made mistakes. He let his pride get in the way. We can learn from Samson's mistakes. Jonah was a prophet. God told him to preach to the people of Nineveh. But Jonah was afraid. He ran away from God. God used a big fish to teach Jonah a lesson. This story teaches us about God's forgiveness and love. Samson's story begins with a miracle. His mother could not have children. But one day an angel appeared to her. The angel said that she would have a son. This son would be special. He would be a Nazirite. This meant he would be dedicated to God. Samson's mother was very happy. She named her son Samson. Samson grew up strong and healthy. He was different from other children. He had a special gift from God, incredible strength. But this gift came with a rule. Samson could never cut his hair. His long hair was a symbol of his promise to God. Samson was a very strong man. He did many amazing things. Once, a lion attacked Samson, but Samson killed the lion with his bare hands. Another time, Samson fought against the Philistines. The Philistines were enemies of the Israelites. Samson defeated 1,000 Philistine soldiers with only the jawbone of a donkey. Even though Samson was strong, he was not perfect. He let his anger control him. He fell in love with a woman named Delilah, but Delilah was not a good woman. She was a Philistine. She wanted to hurt Samson. Delilah pretended to love Samson, but she was secretly working for the Philistines. They promised her a lot of money if she could discover the secret of Samson's strength. Delilah asked Samson many times about his strength. She begged him to tell her his secret. Samson loved Delilah. He wanted to trust her. Finally, he gave in and told her his secret. His strength came from his hair. If his hair was cut, he would be as weak as any other man. Section 5. Blinded but not broken. Samson's final act. As soon as Delilah knew Samson's secret, she betrayed him. She cut off his hair while he was sleeping. When Samson woke up, he felt weak. The Philistines captured him. They put out his eyes and made him work in their temple. Samson was blind and alone, but Samson's hair slowly grew back. He prayed to God for forgiveness and strength. He asked God for one last chance to fight for his people. One day the Philistines gathered in their temple. They were celebrating a victory over the Israelites. They brought Samson out to make fun of him. Samson stood near the temple pillars. He pushed with all his might. The pillars crumbled, bringing the temple down upon himself and all the Philistines. Samson died that day, but he saved his people from their enemies. Section 6. A prophet's reluctance, Jonah's mission to Nineveh. Now let's talk about Jonah. God told Jonah to go to the city of Nineveh. The people of Nineveh were wicked. God wanted Jonah to warn them. He wanted them to stop doing bad things and turn back to him. But Jonah was afraid to go to Nineveh. It was a dangerous city. The people there were enemies of his people. Instead of listening to God, Jonah ran away. He boarded a ship going in the opposite direction. He thought he could hide from God. Section 7. Fleeing from destiny. Jonah's perilous journey. Jonah thought he could escape God's plan, but he was wrong. God sent a huge storm. The ship Jonah was on was tossed about like a toy. The sailors were terrified. They knew this was no ordinary storm. They prayed to their gods for help. Jonah knew God was angry with him. He confessed to the sailors that he had disobeyed God. He told them to throw him overboard to save themselves. The sailors didn't want to hurt Jonah, but the storm was getting worse. Finally, they threw Jonah into the raging sea. Section 8. 3 days in darkness, Jonah's time in the whale. As soon as Jonah hit the water, the storm stopped. The sea became calm, but Jonah was not saved. A large fish swallowed him whole. Jonah found himself in the belly of the fish. It was dark and smelly. He was all alone. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah stayed inside the fish. Finally, Jonah realized he had nowhere to run. He prayed to God from the belly of the fish. He asked for forgiveness. He promised to obey God. God heard Jonah's prayer. He commanded the fish to spit Jonah out onto dry land. Section 9, Lessons in Compassion and Obedience, the message of Jonah. Jonah went to Nineveh just as God had commanded. He told the people about God's judgment. To Jonah's surprise, the people of Nineveh listened to him. They were sorry for their sins. They turned away from their evil ways. God saw that the people of Nineveh had changed their hearts. He forgave them and spared their city. Jonah was angry. He thought God should have punished them. He had wanted to see them destroyed. God taught Jonah a valuable lesson. He showed Jonah that he is a God of mercy and compassion. He loves all people, even those who have done wrong. God wants everyone to turn to him and be saved. The stories of Samson and Jonah teach us important lessons about faith, courage, obedience, and God's mercy. These stories remind us that God can use anyone to do amazing things, even those who make mistakes. They encourage us to listen to God's voice, to trust in his plan, and to share his love and compassion with everyone.